Good morning, everybody. This week I'm going to be writing on Friday about the light of possibility, and it's actually to focus on amazing women in our life and their role in participating in sport and recreational activities, as well as those pursuing careers within sport. I have an amazing colleague, Shayna Dabbs, who works with me at Elon, and her and a group of our student leaders, an organization called WINS, Women Influencers in Sport, will be hosting the first Promise of Possibility conference at Elon University. And so as there's been preparation and just having conversations with our students as well as women colleagues, and then also just from my current research with my colleague Mila Paget, it's been on my heart a little bit about talking about the possibilities and the promise of possibility for women just to be able to participate or to pursue a career in sport. So two things kind of stick out for me. One are just the challenges that women face by wanting to participate in sport or to pursue a career. And the second is how do we go about supporting women in those pursuits. And so first I'll just talk personally. I've always been involved in some type of activity. And I would say, even if we focus on recreation or sport, when I was growing up, from just playing outside to being a dancer, I actually did tap and ballet and jazz. And I started to participate later, probably more in middle school, playing basketball and trying out for different sports. I think the challenge that we create for women and not supporting them is when they want to pursue a certain activity that may have people do different things, such as body shame them or feeling like you can't participate because you don't look a certain way. And it's really interesting how instead of supporting women, a lot of times we end up tearing them down. And I've had this happen in personal relationships, from family members to people that I don't really know well. And I've been following a lot of people who are pursuing heavy weightlifting as women, as well as healthy eating, etc. And really, it's more about supporting women when they're participating in some type of recreational or sport activity based on what makes them happy. And a lot of times we focus on this whole idea of appearance or what a woman should be or look like when they're participating in some type of sport or recreational activity. So for example, for me, lately I've been doing a lot more heavy lifting. And so of course my body's gonna be changing. My weight's gonna be different. There was a time when I was a runner and I was running 8 or 10 miles on the weekends. I was probably 20 pounds lighter than I am now. And now I'm, getting my guns and my body might be changing, but it's not about the appearance. It's about something that actually brings me joy. So how can we support the younger women who are participating in these sport activities as well as those who are engaging in these activities at an older age? The second part is in relation to women just wanting to pursue a profession within the sport industry or within recreation. I'm only going to focus on one thing with that for today, and there's a variety of different barriers, and I'll talk a little bit about this in my blog post this Friday. But the main thing is, as women, when we progress in our career, especially within the sport industry, the social networks for sport, as you move up on the ladder, right, it tends to be more male dominated. And it's not really that all the time that men are specifically not involving the women, but it really takes the support of other women and men who are in these administrative roles. What happens is a lot of times is that it's really hard to tap in to the social network, especially if you are the one woman of color. How do you step into that space? And I really, from my experiences, almost every job I've had, I've typically have been, one or two of the women within a department or organization. And so sometimes it's trying to find ways to engage and actually speak your voice about really wanting to find ways to socialize and build that network. There have been times when I have found out that people are maybe going to lunch or maybe they're going to go do some sport activity or what that might be. And it might just say like, hey, sometime can I come to lunch with you all? Or, But I think the thing that really has been helpful for me, or something that I've really appreciated, is the support from male colleagues who intentionally invite and are like, hey, you know, we're actually going to be going to lunch, to kind of build that social network. And it's changing, you know, 20 to 30 years ago, it was the good old boy network, and there still is some of that. But I want us to think about how we can support women as they're moving up through their career, because it may be a little more challenging to become a part of a social network. So how can you be intentional about that? So let's just celebrate the light of possibility for women to enjoy whatever sport or recreation activity that they want to participate in, not based on how they look, because it should be more about how it brings them joy, and not to tear them down if that's something that you don't choose to participate in. And if you're working with women, or if you're a family member of a woman who is pursuing a career within the sport industry, how might you best support her? How might you invite her to the table? How might you create opportunities for her to engage socially with the men at the top? So I'm really excited about this post. I'm more excited because just as we're wrapping up some research, but it's really excited for our students and my colleague to be able to host this first event this year. So this Friday, make sure to check out my blog, Light of Possibility, and I'll share a few resources with you. And I'm going to give this little shout out to my son. He's like, you know what? If you like it, hit like. Send me a comment, and I'm excited to share Friendly Light Friday with you all this week. All right, have a blessed day. Bye.